Rest is not idleness, and to lie sometimes on the grass under trees on a summer's day, listening to the murmur of the water or watching the clouds float across the sky, is by no means a waste of time. John Lubbock. Hi guys, welcome to the new section, Orchestrating Cloud Resources. This section will introduce us to the cloud and help us to set up an Amazon AWS account. We'll learn how to use the Puppet Labs AWS module to create and manage Amazon AWS cloud instances and associated resources such as subnets, security groups, and VPCs. You'll also learn how to build your entire cloud infrastructure directly from Data. Now we move on to the first video, introducing the cloud. In this video, we are going to take a look at automating cloud provisioning using CloudFormation and Terraform. Before we explore the advantages of cloud computing, perhaps we should define what it is. In the pre-cloud days, if you needed computing power, you bought an actual physical computer. But from the customer's point of view, we don't necessarily want a computer. We just want to compute. We would like to be able to buy as much or as little compute resource as we happen to need at a given time, without paying a large fixed cost for a dedicated computer. Enter virtualization. A single physical server can provide a large number of virtual servers, each of which is completely isolated from the others. The hosting provider builds a platform consisting of many physical servers networked together, which provides, from the customer's point of view, a large intangible cloud of virtual compute resources, hence the term. Creating new cloud instances is cheaper and easier than buying physical hardware, but you still have choices to make. How much CPU or memory the instance has, how much disk space, what kind of disks, what operating system should be installed, whether the instance has a public IP address, what firewall rules it should have, and so on. You should now recognize this as a configuration management problem. You will also probably have some idea what I'm going to recommend in order to solve it, but first let's look at a few of the available options. First is CloudFormation. CloudFormation is a template language specific to Amazon Web Services, AWS. It describes AWS resources in a declarative way. This example shows a snippet of CloudFormation code. Frankly, it's not much fun to program in. While it may technically be infrastructure as code, it's pretty basic. Nonetheless, it still represents an advance on manually setting up AWS infrastructure with a web browser. Next is Terraform. Terraform is a rather more sophisticated tool for provisioning cloud resources. It allows you to describe your resources in a declarative way, like CloudFormation, but at a slightly higher level of abstraction, which is not AWS specific. This example shows what Terraform code looks like. Terraform is a promising technology, but it's fair to say it's at an early stage of development. Standalone tools for managing cloud infrastructure are fine, but if we're doing everything else with Puppet, it seems a shame to introduce a whole new tool just for that. So could we use Puppet to manage cloud resources instead? Fortunately, Puppet provides an excellent Forge module, Puppet Labs AWS, which does exactly this. In the rest of this section, we'll work through some examples of how to use Puppet Labs AWS to manage AWS cloud resources. That's all about Introduction to Cloud.